Hello, my dear biohackers. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about biohacking and its history. So, a lot of you might know this already, but have you ever realized that our earliest ancestors were also biohackers? I'm going to put you an example that I read on a book the other day. Let's say his name is David. So there's this David, and he's in a cave, in a very cold and dark cave. And for some reason, it happens. He discovers fire. My goodness. He goes to his friend Antonio, and he's like, "Hey, Tony, look what I found." Brings him in the cave, and he's like, "Look, my children are happy, everybody's warm, we're gonna have a wonderful winter thanks to this thing called fire. Do you want me to explain to you how to do it from A to Z and I'll help you do it in your own cave for your own family?" And then Tony was afraid because he also knew fire was also bad, was responsible for many forests disappearing, and he's like, no. He was a little bit conservative, and he's like, "I'm better off without fire, but thank you very much." Thank you, David. He thought he was the smart one, right? Getting out of the thing because of fear, which is very natural. But then again, this is just to give you an example of all the crazy things that we're discovering nowadays that can help you live longer. And I'm not saying maybe try the ones that are super that are very sketchy and there's not much research done on them, but there's a bunch of them that have a lot of research done on them. And just to finish this example so that you can understand how that works now in the present, and that may give you some motivation in order to improve your life and eventually, why not, pursue immortality. Because all these guys, that's what they were trying to find always. In the whole history of human being, we've always been looking for immortality, or trying to live as much as possible, which is very natural. I mean, every animal has this how do you call it, this drive. It's just that we're the only intelligent enough to develop the strategy in order to get it. But all animals have the same instinct. That's the word I was looking for. And this instinct is, by the way, because I forgot to finish the story. So David discovered fire, and he's our ancestor. He's the one that survived. He's the biohacker, in quotes, no, the first biohacker. And Tony, the one that did not go along with fire. Unfortunately, he passed away, probably. He did not have offspring at all, and today we're the descendants of David. Like the King David. I did not mean that before creating this story, this example. And so yeah, why wouldn't you do the same now in the present, right? Try different strategies like cold plunges, like mother cells. Okay, maybe that's a little bit more sketchy. We'll leave it to the left for the time being because I don't want to be so radical, but there's a bunch of things that are not so radical that you can do. Fasting for a certain period of time. That's a very good example of strategies that were meant to not be practiced in order to keep us alive for the short term, but the damages our lives in the long term, like eating sugar, not eating a bunch of carbohydrates. We might feel like we want to do it so that we stay alive now at the moment, but that's for the short term. It creates inflammation, and we do know nowadays that in the long term that creates a lot of diseases and bad situations. So we don't want to do that, and we rather want to fast, practice some sort of fasting. Depending on each kind of person, the fasting is going to be different, but there's always going to be a little piece of that if you want to aim for longevity. And yeah, so that's it. So let me know if you have any questions, any comments, something that this instinct that I was talking about before is called the 3 F's. No, like all animals have it, but again, because we have brains, we can develop them beyond in order to pursue longevity. And animals, they only pursue survival, obviously. So these F's are fear. So we run or fight because of fear, the fear of a big animal or someone bad that is going to come towards us to kill us. The second F is for feeding. So we're going to nourish our bodies so that we're going to stay alive. And the third F, well, you guessed it, the one that allows us to reproduce. But I'm not going to say the word, obviously. And have offspring brought into the world. See you later, dear biohackers. Have a wonderful day.